I just filmed half this video without actually clicking the record button. So yeah. Anyway, the title speaks for itself. We're gonna look at some pretty awful PC ads. This is what not to do, my friends. I expect it to be a bit entertaining, but I also want this to be informative for those who might be listing their PC on Facebook Marketplace or elsewhere in the near future. Are you ready for some cringe? Stay with me. NZXT's H7 series cases offer plenty of hardware support and a clean aesthetic sure to complement any build. Choose between white or black variants as well as standard, flow, or elite trims for the right mixture of airflow and beauty. There's plenty of room up top for a fan rad combo larger than just a single 120 or 140, and support for up to a 360mm up front exists for beefy cooling wherever it's needed. You'll also find several fans included depending on the model. If you choose the white one, you'll get white fans, so that's nice. NZXT cases are overall great values, as you'll find, and you can learn more about them by clicking the link below. So let's jump straight into it. This first ad is quite a doozy. So again, we are pulling listings from Facebook Marketplaces. It's just one of many places you could decide to post your system for sale. You might find some listings that have like a $500 price, and then the actual price will be listed in the description or the title, and they do that to get around some shipping constraints apparently that Facebook Marketplace has, so don't be confused there. But like I said, we found some pretty interesting ones. We're gonna jump into the first doozy right now. I love this one. It's it's one of those I know what I got listings. You know what I'm talking about. Here we are, PC setup, originally listed for $10,000, and it's been dropped to $8,000. This was listed only a week ago in Tennessee. Says literally bought it a few weeks ago, found out I'm moving across the country, can't take it with you for whatever reason. He starts listing things here that aren't PCs. Let's see, I don't see any PC tech here. This is a monitor, 2 monitors, you get a wireless headset, mouse pad, 4 terabyte set. Why do I feel like we're only getting like half the information? And this first photo does nothing for me. What is this? And so all we've got here is a picture of a screen showing system specifications and then a side shot of a setup that doesn't actually show the gaming PC in it. And you want $8,000 for this. I don't understand what goes through folks' minds when they put these together. This is a decent rig. I mean, it's actually a really good system. A Core i9-12900K, RTX 3080 Ti, 216 gig DDR5 DIMMs. Looks like we get 2 980 Pro SSDs, a 1 terabyte and a 2 terabyte. And then for some reason you list also a 4 terabyte over here. So what is it, 7 terabytes in total? Why are the specs not lining up here? Why did you not include them all in the same thing? You need to just put all of your specs in the description. That's what it's for. This is super confusing to me, and you are definitely lacking on the photos. What even is this? I don't care about whatever that is on your wall. And then he says on the bottom, I know what I spent on this, aka I know what I got. I won't be entertained by lowball offers. I'll just laugh at you. $8K. I don't think he's gonna sell this anytime soon. So this next one has like nothing in the description. Call or text for more info, and then hidden information. Maybe there's something else here, but it's not here anymore, and it looks awfully empty, leaving me asking a lot of questions. You want $5,600 for this, and this listing has been on here for 15 weeks. Something must be terribly wrong, and I don't think it just has to do with the description. So the shot that we're seeing here, I mean, it's a decent angle, but oh my gosh, the build is disgusting. This needs to be thoroughly cleaned. A setup shot, not bad. A shot of the monitor, keyboard, and mouse. I'm assuming we're getting this stuff with the rig. I'm hoping, seeing the price that we're looking at. The front panel, choked off front panel there. Really dirty fans, dust gathered up here. It's not very appealing looking. A picture of a gaming chair, so I'm assuming we're getting that as well. And then the spec. I don't know why folks don't just bother typing this out in the description. It's kind of annoying, just a personal pet peeve of mine, having to find the specs in an actual photo, which is, it's just not normal. 6900 XT, an an A520 motherboard, an A-series board, paired with the 5900X. What on earth am I looking at here? We do get the monitor, we do get the gaming chair, the mouse pad, blah, 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 so that's cool, but I'm not feeling it for $5,600. Folks, do not upload a listing that has literally nothing in the description either. This is just a no-no all around. And I have a sneaking suspicion this rig will not sell for another 15 weeks at this rate. Another example of what not to do. Do not include stock photos of products in your listing. It's just cheesy. If the build is put together, just take a picture of the fully assembled. I want to know what I'm actually buying. This is like posting an ad for a car and then showing like product photos of the car. It tells me nothing about the current state of the rig. This is pointless. And this is the only photo in the whole listing. What is this? He wants $7,850 for this? I know my window's in the way. Give me one sec. $7,850. Custom water-cooled PC. This is not a custom water-cooled PC. This is a stock photo of an 011 Dynamic from Lee & Lee. I don't know what it is a pre-order. He's got a pre-order listed on Facebook Marketplace. Intel Core i9 with 4 32 gig DDR5 DIMMs, 2 2080 Super. Why would you want to, in today's day and age, why on earth would you want two 2080s in SLI? 4 1 terabyte M.2s and two 2 terabyte SSDs. The whole system is water cooled from the CPU and GPUs to the RAM and M.2s. Wow, you're custom water cooling the M.2s. That's pretty hardcore. All done with white soft line and low noise pump and RGB fans. Has silver and white PC fluid that is a marble in one. Am I reading that right? I don't know what he means there. It will have custom wires for the fans and power supply. Message for pre. He's taking frickin' pre-orders on a system that he apparently has not even built yet. Otherwise, he'd have an example here. Look, if you're building like a carbon copy of a rig and it's more or less brand new because you're assembling it for the first time, it's okay to reuse the original photo, I think, for that rig if you're just building it over and over. But this ain't gonna cut it, and the fact that you're asking nearly $8,000 for it, I doubt this guy sold a single pre-order. It's not a good way to do business in my book. Next one here, this is called a high-tier gaming PC for $7,000. He says this PC is literally a beast. The case is a Thermaltake L level 20, RTX 3090, 12900 KS. Decent, pretty beefy motherboard, actually. 4 16 gig DDR5 DIMMs, a lot of storage. I mean, it's a loaded rig. But I don't think this, I mean, $7,000, you can buy 3090s today for like $1,200, brand new. So this guy's hoping to recoup a lot of his investment, I imagine, on that 3090, which he probably paid $2,000+ for. The first photo looks good, although this little spaghetti noodle cable management down here, it's not really all that clean. And unfortunately, that's the only photo we have. I thought we'd have a bit more than this, considering what this person's asking. But no. So just another tip for those listing their systems, especially if you're asking a ton of money, include more photos in this, maybe a few close-ups. I'd like to see maybe what the front of the case looks like if I'm not familiar with the chassis being used. You have to assume that the buyer doesn't know too much about systems. That might be one of the reasons why they're actually buying a pre-assembled used system instead of building themselves. And moving on to this one, just called Gaming PC. That's the title. $6,000 asking price, listed 5 days ago from Cincinnati, Ohio. The description: I just built this computer and I only used it to test out everything and make sure it was running how it should. This computer can run any game at any settings with no issues at all. This is the most powerful PC you can get a hold of nowadays. Ooh, okay, some pretty bold sentences there. You can use this for anything, work, gaming, and editing. Message me for any details. All right, the first photo, while it is pretty crooked, I mean, it's a good start. And then we've got the screenshot of specs here. It's loaded, 3090 Ti, 12900 KF, pretty top of the line stuff. Can't take that away from them. 970 EVO 2 terabyte M.2. Storage isn't anything super fantastic, but I wish that all of this would be included in the description. It just, again, makes for a cleaner ad in my book. And let's see, yeah, you've got two different screens. You couldn't even fit all the stats on one screenshot on your phone. So, yeah, and then so that's it. We've really only got one photo of the rig, and I mean, it looks okay. Some stray cables and things. Sorry, it's thundering outside if you guys hear that. But it's not enough to make me want to reach out to this person, especially when the list price is $6,000. So you really need more info in the description. At least put the specs in there. I mean, you don't have to spell out everything verbatim, but you do want to minimize the number of questions a person might have, and maybe they just don't realize that you included the specs in the photo. Maybe they don't realize that you have multiple photos in there. Everyone knows to read the description, right? And they're going to look at that first photo and be drawn to the ad, so you did it right there. But, you know, you could maybe done things a little differently here, and I think that your asking price is a bit outrageous. Again, even 3090 Ti's today you can find for about $1,200 new. That's brand new, Newegg, eBay, Amazon. Check them out. They're there. We just made a video about it. So yeah, your asking price is a bit far-fetched, and you're not even including peripherals, it doesn't look like. Now I want to end things with a good example. Now I don't think the price is like the best out there, but this is an example of a well put together ad, just in case you're wondering. You can see up top it says Ryzen gaming PC. I like that we're a bit more specific here. The price is $700, so nothing too outlandish. Listed 5 days ago from Georgia. The description reads Ryzen gaming PC with an MSI Mech RX 6600. So right away, straight into the graphics card, one of the big selling points. This PC will play esports games like Fortnite, Apex, blah, 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 and more. Desired 1080p, 120 or higher, depending on settings. Great first PC as well. PSU can handle up to a 3060, so he's letting you know that you can upgrade just a bit. It's got a bit of wiggle room there. Asking $700, but open to offers. The worst I will say is no thank you. A very reasonable approach to this. I'm happy to answer any questions or give you a fair comparison. And then he's got the list of specifications here, which not too bad. It's not the most up-to-date, but this is a pretty balanced system. And then at the bottom he says, thanks for looking. I'm always building new stuff. Give me a follow here on Instagram. So he's probably got some photos over there of systems he's put together. Sounds like this isn't his first rodeo. And the photos look to be pretty decent. This is a nice side shot of the cooler motherboard assembly, graphics card as well. Cable management looks pretty clean. I like this front angle shot. You can see the airflow in the case looks quite nice. And then a fully zoomed out side shot. So you know what you're working with. Up top as well, decent ventilation, room to expand if you want a beefier cooler, and from the back as well. Some folks want to see what, ports the motherboard includes, so that's cool. Same with the graphics card you can see there at the bottom. This ad makes a lot of sense, right? And it leaves me not wanting to ask much more. I feel like any question I would have asked just by reading the title, maybe looking at a photo or two, was answered either by the supplemental photos or the description itself, which there's a lot of text there up front. Maybe shrink that down just a tad, but I feel like this person's being very approachable and reasonable about the entire ordeal. So this, I would definitely say, is a model listing, and if you're curious at all about how you should put one together, I'd say this is a pretty safe template. Just mind the pricing, of course, because that will be dependent on the specs in your rig. That's all for this one. Thanks so much for watching this far into it. Let me know your feedback about these listings in the comment section below, and consider subscribing, leaving a like if you have not already. That is greatly appreciated. And stay tuned as well for what's cooking next here on the channel. My name is Greg. Thanks so much for learning with me.